Okay, so here's a thought I have. How does owning a pet impact how a person acts in the world? And specifically, how does owning a cat impact how someone acts? Because cats are very observant and very patient, and if you live around one, you're constantly being observed by that cat and taking care of it. So, we're influenced by everyone we're around. So I imagine that people who own cats become more of observers, probably more introverted, and people who own dogs likely end up becoming more extroverted than they previously were. It's an interesting thought. I encourage you to think about people you know in your life who own dogs and who own cats, and think about how they act. I think it's going to be slightly different on both sides. But I don't have any scientific proof out here. We out here in the woods. Yanni's out here. Welcome to another video. Today, if you saw the title, it is what it's like working for a cat. I think that's a pretty good title. I think it's interesting because most people are probably like, what the fuck is this man talking about? Cats aren't CEOs. Cats don't run business. Well, in 2025, really before 2025, but in the 2020s they sure fucking do. So, let me just start with how I got the job, and through that you'll find out what the job is, and how I slowly started realizing that I was not working for a person, but I was working for a cat. So it started with me. I guess I'll go back to how I first got motivated to apply for jobs, but back when I was in film school, my sophomore year, I was on a plane back from Boston to Colorado, and there was this guy sitting next to me, and he seemed, I don't know, I just had like an intuition that he was a smart dude. And in general, if you're in a situation where you're like stuck in the same place as someone else, like he's sitting next to me on the plane, we're on there for 5 hours, and you got an intuitive feeling that they could give you some good advice, you should ask for that advice. But I was asking him about internships and really just like what I should do to get one. And he actually ended up being a film major as well. So he had all the experience getting internships and applying for jobs and everything. So he was a good person to talk to about that. But he basically told me just fucking cold email, like as many companies in your area as you can. Like go on the internet, find all the companies and cold email them. And because that was a strategy that he told me, I didn't do a ton of research on like what jobs I was applying for. I think this is just how it is when you're like a generation coming out of college and the job market's not good. Like this is how it was for millennials in 2008. This is how it is for Gen Z now. You have to apply to so many jobs just to have a chance. You don't even really look at what the job is. So I did this to 40 different companies or something like that, and I got like 3 responses, and only one of them asked me for an interview. So obviously I was like, hell yeah, I did the interview. I scheduled an interview. He was like, dress business casual. So I actually find it fucking insane that he said dress business casual, because there's nothing fucking casual about this job. And I don't know why we have to dress up for an interview to work for a cat, but that's how it was. So I go to Macy's and I buy like dress shoes and I get a nice dress shirt. Yeah, I didn't own any of this stuff. And then I drive like an hour into the mountains to do this interview. And I'm 5 minutes away and this man texts me, hey, none of the team is here today, so I would prefer if you come tomorrow actually and meet everyone. I was like, I'm already 5 minutes away, dude. So he's like, okay, just come, I'll show you around, but then can you come back tomorrow? I was like, I guess. So I show up, he shows me around the house, and it's like, to my understanding, it was like just a normal house on a mountainside, and then there was another place where everyone worked in the office. But because there was no work going on that day, I didn't know what the job was still. I was just kind of like, all right, this is where we do the work, but like still unsure what work we're doing. And he didn't really tell me either. I was like, wow, I love this work environment. It's out in the mountains. I love creating in nature. That's like my thing. So from there, he was like, cool, well, you have the job. Come by tomorrow and meet everyone. I was like, okay. So I come by the next day in my business casual thing again, and all the employees are wearing like shorts and a hoodie, like not. I was like, oh, this isn't serious at all. And he's like, yeah, we're really casual around here. I'm getting walked around by one of the employees that had been there for a long time. And then like next thing he knows, he's like, oh yeah, and I'm not gonna say the cat's name or the TikTok account, Instagram account. If you want to fucking go out of your way to find out who it is, sure. But no. Yeah, I'm going to keep that disclosed in this video. I'm just going to talk about what it's like to work for a cat, and we'll just say cat every time we say the cat's name. He's like, oh yeah, and there's the cat. He's just walking along all the desks, chilling. I was like, okay, they own a cat. That was all I thought. I was just like, yeah, they have a cat. Like, that makes sense. Nothing more to it. And then I met everyone and went home. So that was it for that. And I still did not understand what I was getting into. And then that employee that showed me around called me that night and was like, hey, I want you to like understand what you're getting into here, like what you're actually going to do on this job and what we're making. And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. I have been wondering that. And we talked for like an hour. And what I learned is that the job I just signed up for, and I'm not even working for money. I'm literally working for free at this point. I did start getting paid eventually, but to start, I wasn't even getting paid money. And he was like, yeah, so like what we are is a cat dad account. We make content about our boss, who is the influencer, and his cat, and raising him. I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of the vibes I was sort of getting, but I didn't own TikTok. I wasn't really like watching cat influencer videos. And in general, I think in most of our minds, when we think about cat videos, it's just like cute videos of cats doing things, and that's it. Like, you wouldn't think that there's an entire business model revolved around making cat videos. You just wouldn't think that. I wouldn't think of that. But that's what I learned over the call. That's what we're doing. But even then, after the call, like, I didn't understand, like, what extent the videos were about our boss and the influencer, and what videos were about the cat. And then as the job goes on, I'm realizing that the person I thought was the boss, the person that emailed me to come in for the interview, is not the boss. He is required for, the business to go. But like the audience wants the cat. Like the cat is the boss. The cat is the one running shit. If the cat doesn't operate, then nothing operates. The cat's in pretty much every video. There are some videos where the cat was not involved, and those were sponsored videos on like stories. So we didn't need the cat necessarily for those, but even for a lot of those we did. Yeah, no, everything revolves around the cat. The whole thing. Like, without the cat, there's no business. I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking working for a cat. That's fucking crazy. So, I'm gonna go through some of the things I did on this job and what it was like doing these tasks revolving around the cat and the cat business. It's so weird. So the first thing he had me do, which I was not expecting to be doing, is so I came in 3 days a week, and pretty much I would work for like 6 to 8 hours all those 3 days. So I'd come in the morning, and I would go to the main house and grab the cat, and then take the cat outside and live stream the cat run around our mountain backyard for like an hour and a half. And that's why I got these shoes. I had to get some snow hiking shoes because like this cat was a very athletic cat. It was not like a cat that just chilled. I was like, oh, this is an adventure cat. Like this cat is different, a little bit different. I mean, I don't know how many cats just be like running around the backyard trying to like catch lizards and shit for hours, and that's how they enjoy themselves. But this cat was very into that. And I would live stream it for an hour and a half, just like leaping from rock to rock, trying to frame the cat in the TikTok live stream so the audience could see it. And there'd be about like 100 or so people on the live stream at a time. So not that many, but a decent amount. And I'm getting a lot of questions, and I have to answer the questions. And it's funny because, like, when you first get the job, and for some reason, the influencer man does this with all of his interns, is like they start by live streaming the cat and answering questions. But it's like if you just got there, you don't know how to answer any of these fucking questions. Because you don't know. Like, I barely knew the cat's name, let alone, like, how old it was and all the history about it. Like, I was just not aware. So it took me a few live streams to, like, be able to answer all the questions. And the other thing was a lot of them were confused because, it's a cat dad account. They're like, why is the dad not influencing or doing the live stream? Yeah, it's a good question. I honestly don't really know, other than like, he's like, I don't have to do it, someone else can do it, like it doesn't matter. Like, that just right there showed that he wasn't that important to the media account. It was more about the cat than it was about him. So it really didn't matter who was live streaming the cat. Like, people just wanted to see the cat, and he knew that. So he just let me do it. So I'd just walk around outside, and I always start the videos with, hello everyone, it is a wonderful day in colorful Colorado. And that's kind of how I start these videos too. And then, yeah, just run around chasing the cat. Sometimes the cat would go, so we had Wi-Fi in the backyard, but it only went so far. So sometimes the cat would go too far down the mountain. And then I'd have to put the phone down so the live stream wouldn't end, and then run after the cat, put him on my shoulder, run back. It was interesting. And then also on the live stream, like the cat would catch things. So the first time it happened, I wasn't ready because this dude just didn't fucking warn me about anything. Basically just gave me a phone and said, live stream the cat. Answer questions. I was like, okay. So the first time the cat caught something, it caught a lizard. And I was like I'm live streaming the cat, just like, well, that lizard's probably dead. Should I show this to people? Like, it's a cat account. Like, it's not like it's meant for, at least my understanding, it's not like a graphic channel. You know, people aren't there to see lizards get killed and mice get murdered. Like, they're there to see a cute cat. So I just fucking live streamed it, and then eventually, like, it was in its mouth for like 5 minutes, and this cat does not fucking kill things. It just plays with it. It'll like let it go and then re-catch it over and over again, just for fun. And eventually, the owner came down and was like, hey, when that happens, like, take the lizard out of his mouth and then throw it so he can't get it again. I was like, is this the job I signed up for? Like, I'm just supposed to grab whatever fucking animal he kills and or tries to kill and then just, okay. So I started making a little fun out of it. Like, every time he was about to catch a lizard, I'd just be like, will he catch it or will he not? We'll see. And then, you know, it'd just be like a suspenseful commentary along with very good framing. I thought I was very good at framing these TikTok live streams. My cinematography, my vertical cinematography got good through that. So I had fun. I was basically just running around the mountain for an hour and a half chasing a cat and telling people about, like, a lot of the questions were just like, how old is he? Or like, what's his favorite adventure? I don't know, just like basic questions. It wasn't that hard. There's a lot of people that skip school to watch this live stream though, and I was like, this is kind of sad, but all right, that's how it be. And then there was also just more like concerning questions because we did a lot of clickbaity stuff that made it seem like the cat had run away or the cat had almost died. So a lot of people would be like, wait, I thought the cat was dead. And I have to be like, well, cats have 9 lives. They don't just die. And that was my response because, you know, one, I had to lie to everyone and tell people I was the cat sitter, because when you have a social media team, you don't just like tell your audience that you have 5 people working on the videos. They want to think that it's just the dad working on all the stuff. It's just stupid. I don't even know why, like, we try to keep that a secret. Like, why does it matter? It's content. Like, yeah, I don't know. To me, it just didn't seem like something worth hiding. But I realize all social media accounts hide this, and most people who watch social media don't know this. So if you didn't know that about social media, now you know. All your favorite influencers have teams of people. They have editors, they have writers, they have cinematographers. It's just like a small film production, pretty much. So yeah, that was how I started the day. And then normally after that, it could be kind of anything. Like, there wasn't really a routine schedule. Like, sometimes I would come up from these live streams and like the influencer boss, the not cat boss, would be like, okay, build this. And I'm like, build this? And it's like, what is it? And it's like some cat scratcher thing that this cat food brand gave us. Build it for the cat. We're gonna make a video using it. I'm like, okay. So I'd just be building cat scratchers then. Or like, one time we're doing like a fishing video and he doesn't know how to fish and he's like, build this fishing rod. I'm like, I don't know how to build a fishing rod. He's like, figure it out. I was like, okay. So I all the time I was like building props for videos, and they were all just for the cat. Like, I just had to do that. It was interesting. I don't know. And I was building the sets a lot too, like especially during holidays. Like, we do like Christmas shoots. I'd have to decorate his house like it was Christmas. and it was Christmas. I don't know why he doesn't just decorate his, but he didn't. So I did it. And during Halloween, same thing. And I do this with the whole team sometimes. If it was like a big project, it wouldn't just be me. It would be like 3 of us, like putting spider webs all over the house just for these videos of the cat. So those are always, those are fun times. I didn't mind the set design aspect of things. It's still weird. And then we also had, at one point when I was there, because the cat had his own like collar, because it was an adventure cat. So I guess a lot of cats just wear like a normal, around the neck collar, but this wasn't like a collar. This was like a harness. It went around the body and around the arms. It was like a whole thing to put on. It was meant for like hiking with your cat. And everyone in these live streams would be like, how do you get that cat to wear this harness? Where did you get that harness? Like, I want a harness for my cat. And I was like, I don't know. So I asked, and it was like, well, it's like a custom-made harness for our cat. Because this business made a fuck ton of money. We made a lot of money off of advertisements. So I guess we just had our own custom harnesses, and it had like a logo on it of the cat. So the cat has his own logo and his own harness. So we started selling these, and to promote them, well, not only would I promote them on the live stream whenever someone asked about them, but I also had to make like separate TikTok videos about the harnesses and just showing them off. So I remember this one day I come up from the live stream, and the influencer man was like, all right, here's all of these harnesses. Need to put all of them on the cat and record and make a compilation out of it. And that was my instructions. It was like, okay. And usually it's like if I ever wanted like feedback or like advice on like what to do, it was kind of just like, I don't know, just make something that grabs their attention. Just do some TikTok thing. It's like, thanks for the most vague fucking response ever. But I guess that's what you get when you work for a fucking cat dad and a cat. So, changing out this cat, trying to, get him to sit. What I did is I put him upstairs in an office chair, and then I put a white background behind him, and then I lit him up with all these lights. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like sit him in the chair, and I'm gonna have him I'm gonna have it jump cut to each outfit. And it'll just be a short video showing off all the outfits, and there'll be some text, like something simple. But by like the 4th, there was probably like 12 outfits I had to put on this cat. And bro, this cat did not want to be fucked with. Like, it did not want me to put it's fine having the harness put on him like once or twice, but like, it's not trying to every 5 minutes change into a new harness. And eventually this cat started fucking fighting me. Like, I was like trying to put the harness on, and he was just like, meow, meow. I was like, okay, look, bro, look, I don't want to be here either, but you are the star here. You are selling these harnesses. You need to cooperate with me here. I know you don't want to be here either, but this is the reality of the situation. You are the only cat that can put these harnesses on. Please, just please let me put them on. And so then this cat is like freaky fucking smart. And is like, fine, I'll let you put the harnesses on. So he stopped fucking scratching. I had like 12 holes in my shirt after that day. Fucking kept clawing at me. Eventually stopped. But the cat's smart. He knew that he couldn't win on the like putting the harness on. Like, I was gonna put the harness on him. But then I put the harness on him, and then the cat just looks like this. Every time I aim the camera at him, he's just like, I'm like, just look at the camera for like fucking 3 seconds, dude. No. And before, he was cooperating and looking straight at the lens. this cat knew that he was being filmed. He was filmed like 5 days a week. It was just how it worked for him. He understood. It was just when he got tired of it, he just fucking looked away and was like, nah, I don't care. So I fucking make the video, and it looks like fucking shit because the cat's like either not looking at the camera or just looks fucking depressed. I couldn't get him to sit in the same spot every time, and he was just like, do this again. This fucking sucks. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, so it took forever to make that video. And I was doing it by myself. It's like, bro literally just fucking threw me in a room with the cat and said, like, do it. And it's like, dude, this isn't my cat. Like, and I gotta say, this cat was a chiller. Loved him. But it's like when you're put in a work environment with him where it's like you have to be the cat's bitch, the cat can just fuck with you the whole time. The cat can just be like, yeah, I don't fucking care about this dude. He's working for free. Fuck him. I'm not going to cooperate at all. It's like he has complete fucking control of the situation. It is a little bit humiliating. And when I tell people about this, it's like they just fucking laugh at me. Just like, what a fucking joke. And it's just like, all right. Like, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have taken the job, but I did. And there was valuable experience in the job. Like, from a filmmaking perspective, from a social media perspective, I'm so glad I did the job. There's just certain times where it's like, I'm really just out here working for a fucking cat, getting bossed around like a fucking moron. Like, god damn. Just fucking, yeah. Alright. So, other things that I did for the cat, well, I PA'd for the cat, like personal assistant on shoots. And that was pretty much like helping with lights, helping with like props. If someone needed a prop on the spot, handed them the prop, help replace batteries sometimes. So I was helping everyone out. But that also includes the cat. So if the cat needed like attention, like sometimes the cat would just like not be, you know, in acting position, because like why the fuck would the cat be ready to act at all times? It's a fucking cat. It was not raised to be an actor. So sometimes I would have to get like a piece of bacon or like cat food to like, and then I'd have to put it behind the camera and be like, and then like say his name and be like, hey, look at the bacon. And cat would look at it, and then we get the shot. Or like sometimes I needed to make the cat meow. And the thing is, the owner was good at making the cat meow, but because the owner was in all the videos with the cat, he couldn't really do it, so I had to do it. So to make the cat meow, I'd have to like make weird noises and like stomp my feet or something to try and like startle it a little, or just like show it bacon but then like put it away, and then it's like, where did it go? Meow. Like, there's like a few fucking strategies for it. Just stupid. Just fucking stupid stuff, honestly. And I would also classify this as like, I had to direct the cat. Like, it was weird because through this process of like assisting getting the cat to do reactions, I ended up kind of becoming like the director, and I am a film director. So for me, it's like, it was pretty like easy to do that, I guess. It was hard. I gotta say, it definitely made me a better director, because it's way harder to fucking direct a cat than it is a human. Way fucking harder. And the man influencer was also fucking hard to direct, so eventually, it was like I directed the cat so much, he was like, all right, well, why don't you just direct me too? I was like, okay. And I was directing the whole fucking videos at that point. Like, there was like a whole month or two there where I was the director for shoots, and it was good. It's weird, but it was good directing experience, because it was really challenging. I mean, you have a cat dad who is like not the best actor, and you're directing him to like have the right emotions and look right on camera, but then you have the cat who is like a cat. It's a fucking animal and doesn't give a shit about any of this. And you have to fucking figure out a way to make the cat cooperate too. And I was at that point also saying like what shots we needed and like where we were in the story. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. And it's like I remember this one shoot where like we had the story was like the cat like lost his favorite toy and the toy like fell off like the side of a cliff. And we needed a shot looking up at the cliff with the cat going like this and going, whoa, and like looking at it fall down. And I'm trying to like direct the cat, like, okay, look up here. Now look, it's falling. This is such a stupid video. You must be watching this. Like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, there's no way he did this. Yeah, bro. This is how hard we're going for fucking cat videos. And then I also edited the cat a lot. So I would like, this was usually like an end of the day thing, but like there would be all this footage of cat adventures that were done way before I had gotten to the company. And there was a bunch of videos of the cat eating with his owner. And those were like the cute cat food videos. And there was like all these categories. There's like 3 main ones, but there was like categories of types of cat videos that were recorded. And we had just a giant archive of all these fucking things. So he gave me a hard drive. He's like, this is all our fucking cat content we've recorded. Just here's a TikTok song, fucking make an edit. That's how it worked. So I had to like learn how to create emotion through editing between the owner and the cat. Well, the cat dad and the cat. And that took a while. Because like I'm not really sure how to do this. Like it's a cat. And in general, I wasn't very good with social media editing short form. So I was learning how to do all that and it was just weird. I mean, I think the weirdest part though was like after you posted the video and just like coming up with cat captions. Like you gotta, yeah, he's like, I remember there was like one video of the cat grabbing at like some like string pasta and the owner was like holding out a pie and the cat was like scratching it. And it's like this, and I had to like come up with a caption and I came up with a caption like, this cat's always pulling my strings. And that video fucking blew up. Like, people loved that fucking, but I fucking tried like 3 captions before it and the video didn't get any views. So I always had to like come up with these like clever cat captions to make my edits work. And that was the thing. I was like, is this my editing or is this just like the thumbnail and caption that's making this do well? Like, it was always hard to tell. But the ones that really blew up, like millions on millions of views, those ones were definitely well edited, I thought. But yeah, it was definitely interesting learning that. So yeah, that's all the stuff that I pretty much did with the cat. Now, there is also a relationship that, and let's spark up here, because this is fucking insane. This is too stupid. I can't do this sober anymore. I'm not like a huge stoner. I am. I smoke every day. But like, usually I don't smoke this early in the day, but I got this half joint. I was like, I kind of want to light up during the video. I kind of want to see how that goes. But yeah, I kind of want to talk about the relationship between the employees and the cat, because it was weird. It was weird. When you work for a cat, you kind of start to like, on certain days, not like the cat because it's making your day a lot harder. That didn't work. And what do I mean by that? Like, often the reason why a shoot would go too long is because of the cat. Like, the cat would stop cooperating, or it'd just be way too hard to get him to look a certain way. And the shoot would be like a 30-minute shoot. It'd be like a super simple story, not hard to get off. And because the cat wouldn't look at the fucking camera or meow the right way, it would go like 2 hours instead. And the thing is, like, the actual human man boss wasn't like, oh, well, we'll just do less stuff today. It was like, all right, still got all your tasks done, just do it faster. Like, great. So a lot of days we're like all subconsciously mad at the cat, but at the end of the day, like, this is some fucked up shit in general. Like, you have to give the cat breaks. Like, this is how directing animals work. They don't make, like, the movie like Air Bud by just, making the dog do all the scenes and, like, just expecting it to be perfect. It's a fucking dog. You have to cooperate it with it. You can't just expect it to be perfect. And it's a dog. Like, it's going to want breaks. And there's times where you need to replace it with different dogs to do different shots. Like, we had one fucking cat and not a lot of time. So and it was TikTok. We don't have fucking, like, I don't know if there's a union for fucking cats and dogs that act. Like, you know how, like, actors are in a union, like SAG-AFTRA or whatever. And there's all these rules put in place for their work hours. And, like, there's, like, the same thing for fucking pets that act in films. But when you're on social media, all these fucking rules are gone. So I felt like, to some extent, we were... I don't want to say abusive, because it's not like we fucking took the cat and put a gun to its face and said, if you don't fucking do this right now, like, we didn't do that. Like, it was always like, come on, look this way, oh, come on, you got it. Like, it was like, we're fucking baby talking to this cat, and the cat's just like, that's how it went. So we had this, some days it was tough. And, like, there would be times where we had to get meows from the cat. So, like, for a certain video, like, we just need, like, we didn't have enough meows. Like, finding the right meow was always a difficult task. Like, the motion in the meow was very important, because, cats meow in all sorts of ways. So, like, I remember once we needed all these meows and we tried to, like, hide a treat from it for a really long time. But all the meows were fucking depressing because the cat wanted the treat and couldn't get it. So it's like, how do we get happy meows out of the cat? And that was always such a fucking struggle. We never really, when I was there, found a good way of doing that. Me and one coworker would always fucking leave during the middle of the shift and just fucking smoke in the car for like 20 minutes and just fucking rant about how stupid our job was. That was always a vibe. Yeah, it was kind of weird because we were high on the job a lot, and, like, we're out here fucking in the mountains working for a cat. Like, can you fucking blame us? Like, I don't love to be, like, I don't want to be high on, like, most of my production jobs, but it's like, when you're working for a fucking cat, it's like, all right, everything's off the fucking table at this point. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't know if y'all hear that. It's a fucking loud-ass chopper. I wonder if they're out to get me. I am just off trail, The signs do say, don't go off trail. Maybe they're coming to get me. One day they might, and I'll pay my fine. I'll pay my fine. It'll be okay. So, next thing I want to talk about is telling others outside of work about my job. It was weird, because I'd always say I worked for a cat, and the response was either like, I don't fucking give a shit, and I don't want to know what you're talking about. Like, that's just the stupidest sentence I've ever heard. Do not tell me more. Or it was like the complete opposite of, like, You're what? You're, tell me everything. And then I'd tell them, and they'd be like, oh my God, this is fucking crazy. You need to write an essay about this. Expose what's going on. I'm like, expose what? Like, expose what? What is there to actually fucking expose, bro? Like, it's just a fucking social media account with a team. And yeah, instead of like doing like cooking videos or something, that maybe you expect there to be a team for, it's cat videos. I don't know. It just, for me, like after you work for a cat long enough, it's kind of just like whatever. Like, it doesn't really matter anymore because it's just a, it's just how you get desensitized to it. It's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna live stream the cat. I've live streamed the fucking cat 100 times at this point. I know everything about the cat. I film the cat. I know how to direct the cat. We do things with the cat. It's just how it was. But looking back on it, I quit kind of because I was like, not really. One, I learned everything from them I needed to learn, and I needed to focus on school. But, part of it was also just like the morals of it were a little bit strange. I mean, I don't want to say it was like fucked up what we were doing, but it was definitely not the most like considerate just because, it's a business. Like, we have to get these videos out or else like the channel's gonna fall. So sometimes it was making the cat uncomfortable when really we could have just taken our time more and the cat would have been chilling. Now the cat had a great life. Like, the cat got to go outside like every fucking day and run around the mountains, and like it was fed like the best food. The whole house was like built for him. It was a fucking cat house. Like, it could climb on rocks inside the house. It was fucking crazy. So the cat had a great life. It was just like the times, the consequences of that are like it has to be like filmed when it doesn't want to, and that's the main thing. But yeah, at a certain point, you can't work for a cat forever. Had to head out of that situation. And I will say the owner also had some things I wasn't messing with, but this isn't about the owner. This is about working for a fucking cat, which is what I was fucking doing. Without that cat, there's no business. Like, that cat was running the whole show. And yeah, that's pretty much my story of what it was like working for a cat. To rate my experience, I would say, I mean, here's the thing, like, how many people can say they worked for a cat? Like, I think it's a very unique thing to have done. I don't know what I really learned from it, other than like, wow, now directing humans feels way easier because they actually listen to you. I didn't really own a cat before I worked for it. I had a cat for like 9 months in 3rd grade because we were just like helping foster it for a second while these people moved, and they were like our neighbors. But other than that, like, I didn't really own a cat, wasn't really a cat person, so I think I learned a lot from cats. Like, cat energy, very, very patient. They're very smart and they make quick decisions. And they're always waiting for the right time to make their decisions. So, take that with how you want to take it. But I think that's good. That's just, it's good to understand those instincts. And maybe at certain times in your life, you can apply those to yourself, I don't have any examples. I don't know when it's actually applied to my life, but I'm sure it has at some point. And yeah, like, I don't know. I will say, like, the cat was cute. Like, I had a great time. Like, loved the cat. Like, oh my God, everyone, I will say, like, yes, sometimes we were frustrated with the cat, but everyone at work, like, inside really loved the cat. We may have loved the cat more than the cat dad, but I mean, honestly, we probably did. I don't know. I could never really tell like how much because so much of it is staged and edited that like I can't tell like what the actual relationship is between the owner and the cat, because it's like so different in how it's portrayed on social media that it's just, yeah, it wasn't really making sense. But yeah, that's my story of working for a cat. Pretty cool, if you ask me. Um, and an adventure cat, not just a normal cat, you know? Like a lot of the advertisements were very cat-centered about like going on an adventure with the cat. And I think they're doing some sort of series now that, they're trying to treat it more like a TV show. I don't know. I don't. Honestly, I'm doing my own thing. I don't really care. Probably not going to talk about the cat anymore in these videos, but I wanted to have one video that talked about it because a lot of people don't know that you can work for a cat, but you actually can. You actually can. Yeah, Yanni's out here. Let me show y'all where I am. How long are we on the video? 49 minutes. It'll probably be like 45 for y'all. It takes me a second to get going. Yeah, we got our snacks. We got our backpack just laying here. Flat spot of the woods. Not anything crazy. Wait, there is this. You guys want to see the view? Show y'all the view real quick. I was gonna make the video out here, like right over here. And I'm always looking for a rock that I can sit on. It takes me a while, but there's so many rocks that I can sit on in the way I would want out here. So that was cool. But the problem with doing it out here where the view is there's like a road that you can see. And one time I was like just chilling. I wasn't even making a video, and I was just chilling, like with a friend at Red Rocks, and we were off trail, and we were looking out at the road, and then this fucking park ranger pulled up and fined us and was like, "I saw y'all from the road, and y'all never moved, so sorry." And I was like, damn. So now I knew that's possible. I wasn't just gonna see the road out there. There's like it's kind of hard to see. There's still a lot of trees, but yeah, maybe they wouldn't have saw me, but I don't know. I was not trying to get caught. Not trying to get caught out here just because I fucking was visible from the road. That's stupid. Okay, well, that's my video. That's my story. That's what it's like to work for a cat. I hope y'all were encouraged to either work for a cat or not work for a cat. Most of y'all will never have the opportunity to do it, but if you do, maybe you won't be so close-minded about it. It's not so bad. It can be fun at times. There's its rough patches, but it's not too bad at the end of the day. And yeah, maybe just get a cat. That would probably be easier. Mic's still on? I don't know where it is, but I feel like it fell. It's somewhere though. Y'all hear me at least a little bit. All right. Later, y'all. Yanni's out here.